Welcome to my channel. I hope you like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this little beanie hat for boys and girls between 0 and 3 months. It's very easy to make. You can make the little hat from a newborn size and up to an adult size using standard hat size measurements that I'm going to provide you with here in this tutorial. The little hat was made to match the little cardigan sweater that I already showed you in my channel. In the information box, I'll go ahead and leave you the link to the matching little sweater, and I will also leave a link to tutorials already in my channel to matching baby booties that you can make. Stay tuned for the matching baby pants. I'll go ahead and show you that in another tutorial. Now, as always, if you prefer written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop up here on the right hand side and in the information box below. Thank you so much for your support. Now, to make this little hat and the matching little sweater, this is the yarn that I used. This is in a different color, but it's by the same brand. It's Loops and Thread. This is Impeccable yarn. This is a medium number 4 yarn, but you can also use ARAN weight or 10 ply. The color that I used by this brand, it's called Blue Haze, and for the little hat I used a total of 28 grams, 11 grams in the Blue Haze color and about 17 grams in the white color. You will need less or more depending on the size that you make. So without further ado, let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the notifications bell, and remember, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Thanks so much for watching. To begin, I'll be using this 5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this number 4 yarn. Now you can use any hook size with any yarn weight. The important thing here is the measurements that we're going to use to make this baby hat. These are the two measurements that we're going to need. I'm going to be making the 0 to 3 months size, so according to this, the width of the crown needs to be between 10 and 11.5 centimeters. You can make this hat from a preemie size up to an adult extra large size. I'm making this to match this little sweater that I already showed you in my channel. Down here in the information box, I'll go ahead and leave you the link to that tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and make the width of the crown with these measurements here. These are the inches and these are the centimeters. So to begin here, the first thing that we need to do is we need to make a magic circle. So to do this, grab your yarn like this, wrap it around your finger, hold it right here, and insert your hook through this circle, grab a loop and bring it through, chain 1. Now actually chain 2. Now inside this circle, I'm going to make a total of 12 double crochets. This is the same for all sizes. We're just going to continue and make a circle for the crown of the head, and then continue and make it until we have the measurement for the width of the crown, and the sequence is going to be the same. For a smaller size, I probably don't need to make that many rows, but you would just continue and make more rows. You'll see what I mean after I continue here after the first row, until you have the measurement. So here I'm going to make 12 double crochets. The 2 chains never count, so that's 2, 4, 6, 7. Continue until you have 12, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I finished making these 12 double crochets. Now to close this circle, all you do is just pull this tail end here, and that circle is going to close. There. Now just weave this after we're done all around and secure that tail end. That way this circle here won't open. Now to finish this row, you're going to go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. And here's the first row. Now for row 2, we're going to chain 2. In this row, beginning with this first double crochet, which is the same one that we joined to, we're going to make 2 double crochets. 2 double crochets on top of the next, 2 double crochets on top of the next, and so on. This is how you're going to continue for the second row. Just make 2 double crochets on top of each one of the double crochets from the previous row. At the end of this row, we're going to have 24 double crochets. Continue. I'll meet you at the end of this second row. I'm here at the end of this second row. I have 24 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 3, chain 2. In this row, we're going to make 2, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, which is the same one that we joined to, make 2 double crochets. Now make 1 into the next, 2 double crochets into the next, 1 double crochet into the next, 2 double crochets into the next, and then 1 into the next. And that's how you're going to continue. 2, 1, 2, 1 all around. At the end of this second row, we're going to have 36 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the third row. I have 36 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 4, chain 2. In this fourth row, we're going to make 2 double crochets, then into the next 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Let me show you. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, which is the same one that we joined to, make 2 double crochets, then into the next 2, make 1. Into the next, make 2. And into the next 2, 1. And that's how you're going to continue. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1 all around, so that at the end of this fourth row, we have 48 double crochets. I'll meet you at the end of this fourth row. I finished the fourth row. At the end of this row, I have 48 double crochets. Here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn and pass my yarn through this last loop. I'm going to continue with white for the rest of the hat. So I'm going to go ahead and change yarn color. If you're not changing yarn color, then just go ahead and join and then chain 2 and then continue in the same way how I'm going to continue. I have the measurement that I need for the 0 to 3 month size. It's probably a little bit over, but it's okay. As it is, it's measuring 12 centimeters, which is about 4.75 inches. If you notice, it's a little bit over the measurement here, but it's okay. You can be off by 1 or 2 centimeters, and that is because the yarn, the tension sometimes is different. So just go ahead and stay within this measurement, but if it's off by 1 or 2 centimeters, it's okay. You can continue. Now, if you're going to make your hat for any other size and you need to continue with the circle here and make it bigger, you would just continue and follow the same sequence. So for example, if you need to continue and make more rows, so for row 5, you would just make 2 double crochets, then 3. So it would be 2, 3, 2, 3, and at the end of that row, you would have 60 double crochets. For row 6, you would just make 2 double crochets, then 4 double crochets. So 2, 4, 2, 4, so that at the end of that row, you have 72 double crochets. Then for row 7, you would make 2 double crochets on the first one and then 5. So 2, 5, 2, 5, and at the end of the 7th row, you would have 84 double crochets. And then for row 8, you would just make 2 double crochets on top of the first one, then 6 double crochets. So it would be 2, 6, 2, 6, and at the end of that row you would have 96 double crochets, so that for each row you're increasing 12 double crochets. So that's how you would continue and make the crown of the hat bigger. And just stop when you have the measurement that you need, and then we're going to continue here with the second measurement like I told you. So for my hat, the total length needs to be from the top of the hat down to the bottom. It needs to be between, let's see, 0 to 3 months. It needs to be between 5 and 5.5 inches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop when I have about 1 inch left, 1.5 inch left from the total height, so that I can make the brim. So here to continue with row 5, I'm going to go here on top of the first double crochet, grab a loop here and chain 2. Now for this 5th row, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make front post and back post double crochet. So beginning with this first double crochet, which is the same one that we joined to, make a front post double crochet. Into the next, make a back post double crochet. Into the next, front post double crochet, back post double crochet into the next, and so on. This is how we're going to continue for this 5th row. just making front post and back post double crochets. Continue, I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of the 5th row. In this row I did front post and back post double crochets. I have 48 stitches. To finish, go on top of the first stitch and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 6 I'm going to chain 2. For row 6 all I'm going to do is just double crochets all around, so that at the end of this 6th row I have 48 double crochets. Continue, I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of the 6th row. I have 48 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 7 we're going to repeat the same thing. Chain 2, beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a double crochet, and on each one of these stitches 1 double crochet. At the end of this 7th row I'm going to have 48 double crochets. Continue and finish the 7th row. I'm here at the end of the 7th row. In this row I did double crochets. I have 48 double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 8 I'm going to chain 2. For row 8 I'm going to make front post and back post double crochets. Beginning with the first double crochet, make a front post double crochet. Into the next, make a back post double crochet, front post double crochet into the next, and so on. This is how you're going to continue for row 8, just alternating between front post and back post double crochets, and at the end of this row we're going to have 48 stitches. Continue and finish the 8th row. I'm here at the end of the 8th row. In this row I did front post and back post double crochets. To finish, go on top of the first double crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for row 9 and 10 we're going to make double crochets. So beginning here we're going to chain 2, and on top of this first stitch make the first double crochet and continue all around just making double crochets. Now to finish this row you're going to join to the beginning with a slip stitch, chain 2, and then repeat the same thing for the 10th row. Continue and finish these 2 rows, and then I'll come back and show you what we need to do next. I finished making rows 9 and 10. I did double crochets for these 2 rows. Now I have the measurement that I need for the hat. As it is, it's measuring about 12 centimeters, which is about 4.75 inches. The total length for this baby hat needs to be between 5 and 5.5 inches. So I'm going to leave the remaining measurement here to make the brim. If you're making your hat for any other size and you need to continue, you're just going to continue with the same pattern. You're just going to make 2 rows of double crochets, then in the 3rd row you make front post and back post double crochets until you have about 1 inch left so that you can do the brim here. So to start the brim, I'm going to use this yarn here. I cut my yarn here at the end. I'm going to use the same yarn I used for the crown. I'm going to pull a loop here, bring it through. If you're not changing yarn color, then just go ahead, join to the beginning, and then chain 1. Now here for row 11 and 12 I'm going to make front post and back post half double crochets, and that's how I'm going to make the brim. So here make a front post half double crochet, into the next back post half double crochet, front post half double crochet into the next, and so on. This is how you're going to continue for row 11, just alternating between front post and back post half double crochets. Now once you finish this row, you're going to go here to the beginning, join with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then repeat the same thing for row 12. And that's how I'm going to make the brim here. Continue, finish these 2 rows, and then I'll come back and show you the finished baby hat. I finished making these last 2 rows of front post and back post half double crochets. Now here at the end, I just joined to the beginning with a slip stitch, cut my yarn, and passed my yarn through that last loop, and then I just hid my ends here on the inside. So this baby hat is all done, and this is how it looks. It's absolutely beautiful. I love how it turned out. You can easily make it from a newborn size and up to an adult size. If you want to make a mommy and daddy matching hat, you can do that as well with those measurements that I provided you with at the beginning of the tutorial. Now I went ahead and added a pompon. If you want to make one, I already have a tutorial on how to make pompons, so I'll go ahead and leave that link in the information box. Now let me give you the finished measurement. The total length from the top of the crown to the end here It's about 13.5 centimeters, which is about 5 3/8 of an inch. Now the width, just the top, it's about 16 centimeters, which is about 6.25 inches. This little hat is for baby from 0 to 3 months, and I made it to match the little sweater that I already showed you in my channel, this little cardigan here. In the information box, I'll go ahead and leave you the link to this little cardigan, and comment below and let me know if you want me to make matching baby pants. In my channel, I already have lots of tutorials for baby booties, so if you want to make matching booties, I'll leave the links to those tutorials in the information box as well. Now, as far as yarn, for this 0 to 3 month size, I used a total of 28 grams. I used about 11 grams in the blue color and about 17 grams in white. You will need less or more depending on the size that you make. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.